Hey everyone, John here. So in today's video, we're going to be going over the 1K to 10K challenge. So far, how many days has it been since September 23? So it's almost been a full month. So we're on day 29 of the 1K to 10K challenge. Let's take a look at the portfolio. So I've been investing between $10 and $50 a day. Right now, the current fund sits at $1,756.35. Since investing, I've earned about $46.35 in total gains. So which of what has done well so far? The emerging markets are up $3.89 on an investment of $95.44, so 4.25% up. And then I also have some fun stuff playing around. So like Bitcoin, I bought some Bitcoin via an ETF. That's up 8% somehow. I'm not sure. I didn't really follow what's going on with Bitcoin. Maybe I should make a video on that, but it's just a small part of my portfolio. And then yeah, those were really my biggest hitters. A couple of weeks ago, my goal was to get to 3% in ZCH, 5% in tech, and then start buying some bonds again. So right now I have some XEB that I want to buy, and we'll go over just like how much money I'm going to try to put into bonds. But I'm going to try to target 5%. So what's the weightings of my current portfolio? So 56% of my portfolio is invested in a Vanguard ETF. And then another 13% is in the developed market abroad. So excluding Canada, and then excluding North America, which is like excluding US and Canada. And then I've got 9% in Canada. And then my tech sector weight is 6%. So I think I overshot that a little bit. So I'm going to have to not put money into that one for a bit. Maybe I'm a little too hyped about tech. And then my emerging markets is sitting at 5.43 with 2.5% of my emerging markets exposure in China. So, or 2.5% of my portfolio is exposed to China, which adds on to the emerging markets position, as well as my India position of 0.39%. So overall, I'm about like 8 to 9% emerging markets, which is where I want to be. So that's it for my main ETF holdings. Let's take a look at my bond holdings. So my main bond holding is this JP Morgan Emerging Market Local Government Bond ETF. Currently 1.97% of my portfolio. And then I've got smaller bond positions, such as like the Vanguard Canadian Aggregate Bond Fund, and then the Vanguard Global Bond, and then the US Aggregate Bonds. The 5% in bonds is just a hedge to hedge out the exposure to China as well as tech. So I'm on one side of the spectrum where I'm taking on a lot of risk, and I'm balancing out that risk with less risky assets like bonds. But yeah, that's just a quick portfolio update. Over the past 4 or 5 days, I've been really working hard at learning how to code. So I think around Wednesday or Thursday last week, I was trying to produce a Excel spreadsheet for everybody. So what the Excel spreadsheet would do would be to like scrape data from the internet, and then you can take that scraped data from the internet and input it into Python, or not into Python, input it into ChatGPT 4.0 with a specific prompt, and you would get something like this on the side here. So you would get, okay, invest, like, after conducting a thorough analysis of the provided data, I have identified the top 30 stocks. So this right now is a Llama 3 output. So what I did was I fed Llama 3 financial data as well as a prompt to get this generation. So I fed it 100, the NASDAQ 100, and then it would output 30 of the NASDAQ 100 that it thinks that I should invest in. So that's a prompt that I've been working on. But yeah, so I tried to make that initial Excel spreadsheet that I can share with all my subscribers. But the problem is Excel isn't really the best at web scraping and doing things like that. And so instead I started learning Python, and then I went into a rabbit hole. Like in the last 5 days, it's all I could think about is learning how to code. So yeah, I've been doing like a bunch of different projects. So I've been doing like a 1-hour Python crash course. I did practicing pulling Llama 3 AI practice, pulling Open AI API. I practiced doing some web scraping. Yeah, I've done quite a bit of different things to learn. But I got a comment the other day, like maybe you shouldn't use ChatGPT to learn, or like maybe I should follow a more structured approach. And that's actually what I'm planning to do. So let me show you how I plan to learn Python. So I've designed this prompt, and I'll show you how it works. So what you do is you open up a new chat in ChatGPT, and you take a screenshot of a couple concepts you want to learn. So the website that's open in my left side of my screen right now, or I'll just make it bigger, is just roadmap.sh. And this is basically a roadmap on how to learn Python. So as you can see, like you start with learning the basic syntax, variables and data types, conditionals and loops. And then on the other side, you see like typecasting, exceptions, functions, and whatnot. And then you go into data structures and algorithms. And then you go into package manager. And then you go into object-oriented programming. You learn a framework, you do concurrency and stuff like that. So there's a whole crazy roadmap that I'm planning to do, and I'm planning to do this entire thing and probably as far as I can go by year end. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna work hard to learn how to code in Python, so I don't have to rely so much on ChatGPT to write code. Because like if you saw my video with my brother the other day, like I would use Python or like I would use ChatGPT to write code for me, and then usually that code works, but when it doesn't work, I can't debug that thing. But yeah, so let me show you how the prompt works. So you would take a picture of the things that you want to learn. So let's say, for example, I want to learn basic syntax, variables and data types, conditionals and loops. I would take a screenshot of that, and then I would post it into the ChatGPT chat with my prompt. So let me paste this prompt into here and read it to you folks. So the prompt states, create a 1-hour training course for beginners covering the following topics in the image. Ensure the course is designed for someone using PyCharm IDE on a Microsoft PC. So that's me. Include instructions on setting up PyCharm. So I'm new to PyCharm, so I want to learn how to set it up, and integrate PyCharm tips and shortcuts into each section of the course. So I'm not only learning how to use Python, but I'm also learning how to do the shortcuts and navigate the IDE. And then I also added, make sure there are practice problems for each topic. So within each topic, you could see that I can there's a practice question, and then I would input that into the terminal and try to solve it. And then for the PyCharm tips, include shortcuts like running code, commenting, uncommenting lines, and debugging, and making sure these tips are mentioned during relevant parts of the course and not just at the end. So let's take a look at what the course would look like. I'm going to try to do this 2 to 3 times a week. And then maybe in a week and a half from now, I'm going to do one big video where I run through the whole course or as far as I can within like 5 hours. So I'm going to really try to make like a 5-hour video if I can. Yeah, I'm not kidding. 5-hour video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each part piecemeal and then do a big review like I'm preparing for a test. And then hopefully that gets me through the basics. And then I'm going to move on to hopefully like more complicated topics. Or even try to do projects for you folks at home while you're watching. So 1 hour Python training course. And then so it always goes into like the download the IDE. And then for example, it would do like 10 minutes of the 1 hour would be basic syntax. And then it would go over like, hey, here's an example. Here's some tips with Python. And then Shift F10 to run code. And then what the output should be, or like a practice and what your output should be. And then it goes into variables and data types. That's supposed to take 15 minutes. And then how to run code again, and then check data type. So there's a bunch of different tips. So for example, here it goes into the debug mode. So Shift F9 to step through the code line by line, which is awesome. And then loops. So yeah, this is pretty much what I'll be going through to learn code. So for probably the next 1 to 2 months, I'll really try hard to learn how to code in Python, and also go through data structures, algorithms, and things like that. And then eventually, depending on what I want to do of these three, I'll go into that. But backend DevOps and AI and data science, I'm probably going to go straight into the AI and data science after I complete this course. I'm not going to, like, I'm definitely just going to go straight into there. But yeah, after that, keep learning. Like, I'm not going to stop. But yeah, I'm still going to be doing the 1K to 10K challenge. I'm probably going to do it 2 times a week because I have other content that I want to discuss, like how I'm building like a whole portfolio management trading algorithm based off of like different models. So yeah, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Until next time, bye. Oh, maybe before I say bye, I'll share this Kobe Bryant quote that I have here. Let me share it. This is Kobe Bryant's quote: "The moment you give up is the moment you let someone else win. So don't quit." Bye.